today was a cool day. For career ed class, I had to job shadow someone. And I'm pretty sure I want to be a journalist. The phase I'm going through, I want to be a journalist. So my friend Dylan, his mom, writes for the Lincoln Journal-Star, which is the paper in my town. So I called her up, like, hey, can I follow you around? She's like, sure! The one person I epically wanted to follow was a film critic named Kent Wagamont, and he's been writing for the paper, like, since I've been born, and like I've looked at, like, at least when I was little, I looked at his ratings. I probably didn't read the whole review, but yeah, I've read his reviews since I was a wee little fart. I wanted to shout at him because he's a film critic, but I waited for like last minute to get the person that I was gonna shadow. Like, I seriously called that woman up the day before the deadline of knowing who you're gonna shadow, so I didn't have time to, you know, find out how to get a hold of him. I sit in with like a meeting of these journalists. They're like storyboarding and all this crap, and I'm sitting at her desk, and they keep saying like Kent. They keep referring to this guy named Kent, but they say he's not there because he's interviewing. We're going back to her desk. We're leaving the room where they had the meeting. I asked her, are they talking about Kent Wagamont? Is that who they're referring to? And she could tell that, like, I wanted to meet him. And she's like, yeah, he's interviewing Jonah Hill and Russell Brand right now. He'll be back in a minute. I'll introduce you. And his desk was seriously like, you know, they have those little, you know, square things that you see in all the movies. You've seen movies with journalists, and his is like, you know, right next to her. And he came in, and she's like, hey, this kid's a big fan. Talk to him. And I told him I want to be a journalist, like film critic. And we talked for like an hour. We talked movies, man, and it was epic. And he gave me some really useful advice. And I know he's not really big famous. He just writes for like the Lincoln, Nebraska paper. But like, it seriously was Dynasty. It was epic. Like, not to the extent of meeting Roger Ebert, but like, I've seriously read this man's reviews like since I was like forever. And I've never seen him at all before. And I got to talk movies with him. He gave me some good advice. He said that he doesn't look at Rotten Tomatoes or anyone else's reviews before he sees a movie and writes his own review. He says that it helps him form his own opinion, which I thought about for a while, and there's like a lot of truth in that, but I just love Rotten Tomatoes. I just love knowing like the early reviews and stuff, so I don't think I'd be able to do that, but I think that definitely would help. Because I have a lot of like examples of this, but just a recent one was How to Train Your Dragon, and it got really good reviews. It got like 98 or something on Rotten Tomatoes. And like, I liked the movie, I liked it a lot, but I didn't love it. And leaving the theater, like, I felt like I gave it an 8 initially, because like I felt like I needed to, because, you know, there's obviously something great about it because all these critics love it. And like, that was my mindset. I felt like I missed something. I felt like I should give it a high rating because there's like something obviously really good about it because critics really liked it. But then I thought about it, I'm just like, you know what, I just didn't like it as much as most critics. So I changed it to like a 7 or 7.5. That was really good advice, and etc. And eventually he gave me his card, and he wants me to call him next week because he wants me to go to a screening with him. Because, you know, he gets early screenings because he's a film critic. And that's freaking awesome. And I think I'm going to do that. This is like such like an epic cliched movie, you know, where the kid meets his hero, and then his hero like invites him to somewhere, and eventually something bad happens, you know, like Wall Street. Gonna become like my mentor. That's pretty awesome. Said Jonah Hill and Russell Brand. I'm gonna show you the footage though. The footage I filmed earlier. The epic adventure of seeing Jonah Hill and Russell Brand. Not really much of an adventure, but enjoy. So Jonah Hill and Russell Brand are in town here. University of Lincoln, Nebraska, UNL. And last night at the Ross Theater, there was a super duper advanced screening for Get Him to the Greek, and they were there. And I think they did a Q&A. I wasn't there, I couldn't get tickets. But right now, they are at the Student Union signing autographs. And I'm attempting to get down there. And I'm gonna try and film them. Whoa.
Yes, I did. I took it.
I don't know slam, but I'm not very aggressive about that.
Should I go back and look, she goes.
Oh my God. She is right there. All right. Thank you, Sabrina. Can I get a picture with you? Yeah. All right, come here, please. Come here. Oh God. Wow.
We got a party now.
Now we go party.
All right, doing it.
Thank you.
waiting for a while. You guys want to take mine? I'll sign yours right after. Nice to meet you guys. Take care. White? That was a lot of fun. Bye guys, see ya.
Good work, that was so cool.
That was awesome. And now we can strictly focus on something.
Now I gotta go take that shot.
What?
I gotta go take those. Oh, hey, I'm gonna leave everything except for that big universal thing. No one better jack that.
Should we go do that right now?
Oh, no, I'm okay. The universal thing.
Oh, okay.
I just don't want to. It's kind of fun. The guy in the
Bye-bye.
Yeah, you said.
They ran out of posters, so I couldn't get an autograph. And I wasn't going to get him to talk to the camera or anything. There's just so many people, and there were a lot of cops. And it was kind of scary. I got to film them, kind of, so.